What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Los Wise Guys podcast. I am your host today, Dan, aka Papa Sun Killer, accompanied by this go some of your nickname. That's it. That's it.
That's me today. That's
Oh
the
man, I
energy
love
I'm
that.
giving.
I love that. For anybody who's not watching the video version and is only listening to it, Disco put out two peace figures, stuck out his tongue, and started shaking his head back and forth. Because that's the energy we're bringing today.
Yep. That's the mood. That's the mood for today.
Oh man. So what's
And
up,
if you're not
Disco?
watching the podcast on YouTube or anything like that, you should definitely check it out if you get the chance. Get to see the visuals.
Get your life together, get your house in order, do what you have to do. The Lord made eyes, so use them.
Yep.
That's what they say.
Just put some YouTube in the search bar, Los Wise Guys in the search bar. Boom.
There you go. Yeah, so like Disco was saying, be sure to check us out on YouTube. You can always check us out always on Twitch as well, at twitch.tv/LosWiseGuys, where you can watch us live. You can see us preparing and me having a little mini panic attack trying to set up the thing for Twitch here. And, it's for those people. It wasn't that bad. But yeah, no. You can go ahead and see the behind the scenes stuff. You could always go to the Los Wise Guys website. You can check us out on our social medias. I would click all those things and let you know where the links are, but you'll see the YouTube description because I can't find them right now.
Tying back to that learning curve, we'll get it next week. Next week, Eslam will be here.
Actually, guess what? Bam! There it is. Follow us on our social medias. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, rate, and review.
Just a little lag. We got it.
Yeah. Go to loswiseguys.com. I know what I'm doing.
Boom.
I'm doing.
Yeah. On YouTube, you can see all the visuals.
Exactly.
All the links there for you.
Exactly. And if you're just listening to the audio version, you get no love. Go on to YouTube and look at it. Look at it. Download it on the podcast. Listen to it. We need that download. Then go to YouTube and watch it because we need that view. Then tell your family.
Just watch it on all your devices, on your tablet, on the TV, your consoles. Just have us all playing at the same time.
Yep. That's enough of that. Disco. What are we doing today?
Today we are trying a new thing. We are making a tier list, but not just any tier list, a tier list of one of the most infamous, timeless, well-regarded, aged well, amazing TV show. I don't know. Have you heard of The Office?
I've heard of it. I've watched the show many times.
Yeah. Well, fun fact: my wife is actually addicted to that show. She literally puts it on in the background. So I'm actually pretty excited to watch this. To make this tier list for y'all and with y'all.
Absolutely.
Socks guys in the chat. He said, "What do I have to watch? When and where?" You just check our YouTube, but you're here on Twitch, so
yeah, you're on Twitch.
We're just saying for those people that don't get watch the visual like YouTube or Twitch, where you get to see us.
Also, Jack, if you want
extra layers,
if you want to go to the YouTube, literally just type in Los Wise Guys in the search bar, look for our logo, and you can see all of our previous content on there. But you're usually here, much appreciated. You're always here supporting us. That's thank you for that.
Well, we're just about starting too, so you didn't really miss too much.
Yeah, we just got on here.
So let me go talking about links and stuff,
Exactly. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick, and boom. See that there?
Here we go.
All right, so like Disco said,
and the blues.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna be ranking the characters of The Office. Basically, it's a standard tier list. If you guys have seen this online, you put your favorite at the S rank, all the way down to the D rank, where you put your least favorite. Now, the way I like to say, I specifically said least favorite, Disco, because I don't think there's a character in The Office that I don't like. Even the ones that are not shown here, I can't think of one character. Actually, that's not true. There's that one character, the cameraman, who is trying to hook up
Jacob
with Pam
or something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Only person I don't like from The Office, because Jim and Pam are meant to be together forever.
Yeah.
Totally. So
did you like? No, okay. Continue.
No, you're good. That's all I was gonna say. Pretty much everybody else, I if I don't like him, I could put up with him. I'm okay with it. But him specifically, I was like, no, you're trying to ruin a great thing. Get out of
here. Yeah.
But yeah, so basically we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna put them on there and We're gonna have a discussion as to why we put them where we put them.
Wani Boy 1990 said, "Who needs visuals when you have imagination?"
Waddy boy, what are you doing on here?
There we go. That sounds like boomer talk if I've ever heard. He said,
Oh man.
"Into the radio station."
Now, when he said the word imagination, it could just be me, but I'm gonna put this out here for everybody to see. Is he saying like imagination from SpongeBob? Is that how he's wording it here?
It sounds like it. He's
Right?
definitely accentuating that.
I think
Hey.
that's how it is. Man, that's more of Twitch than I own. That is correct, Air. Okay. All right.
Very nice.
So there it is, sir. So it is the SpongeBob. I know my shit. All right, so Disco, let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. First up on the list, the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Scott.
Me personally, I think he's got to be an S. You know, at first when I first watched the show, I was like, this guy's too over the top. He's too much. But as you get to the later seasons, he just grows on you with his stupidity, his like bold ignorance, and he's just such a fun, quirky character. He was missed greatly when he left the show. But it is what it is. I love Michael. Prison Mike. He's got so many like sides and Prison Mike, all that stuff. Like he's just a fun character. It's so fun that you probably can't even make him in modern day TV show. Like
that's one of the things I was actually going to say. We were talking about how much we love The Office, and you said it's it ages well, and it does. But then there's like every once in a while there's a thing where it's like something Michael would say in pick any random episode. Michael will say something that's like it could be considered politically incorrect, but the thing is, it was politically incorrect then, let alone now. He's always been politically incorrect. So it's like it does age well in a sense. In another sense, it might not. But at the same time, it's like Michael is that person. He'll say the wrong thing, and he doesn't even realize he's saying the wrong thing.
Any scene in the warehouse, like
oh god,
like would never fly today.
Yeah, there's so many things he said and done. I was like, you can't do that. One of my favorites, Disco, is when he comes back. It's the beginning of season, I don't know, 2 or 3, I think, where he comes back from Jamaica, where he was Jamaica or whatever, where he Jamaica. Was with Jan, and he came with the one quote unquote
one little
like
little baby,
and he's like, I was in Jamaica. He used to shake his head so you could see it. It was like nothing is happening.
He went to Sandals, Jamaica.
That's what it was. He went to Sandals, all inclusive.
Pools.
I agree with you 100%. S tier all the way. Let's get him there.
We're never going to see a character like that ever again. And it's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, there's the spinoff that's coming soon as well, right? For The Office.
I heard there was an Australian reboot.
That too.
It was absolute trash. I read in a comment, they were like, this is the Ray Gun of TV shows.
There's a lot. Yeah. There's an Indian one I started watching it. He does seem very similar. The Indian quote unquote Michael. Then you have the David Brent from the UK version, played by Ricky Gervais. He's another one. That's like they have, especially when Michael starts. I don't know if you've seen the UK one. He acts a lot like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah,
and he kind of builds his own version of it. But Michael, I agree 100% S tier. Disco. Next up, we have Oscar Martinez.
I like Oscar. I kind of like a lot of the base cast. Like the Office cast.
There's not one person on this list I don't like.
I know it's gonna be a lot of likes, and I'm gonna put him up there as an A.
A, okay. Now, I you know what? In my opinion, if we're ranking these people against people from any other show, yes, Oscar, he's up there. But it's like he's being ranked amongst his peers. So it's like when I look at this list and I'm looking at who we got coming up. Now, if these things could change, I'm pretty sure the way it works, I can move them, right? Yeah, so if I need to, I can move people. But it's just like I'm looking at who else is on here. And I was like, I'm starting to think, is Oscar still an A? When you look at everybody else here. Because I was feeling maybe a B with the potential to move.
With the potential to move.
because it's like I see some other people like I like Oscar a lot. Don't get me wrong, he's a fun character, but I feel like it takes him a minute to become something
I
in the show.
I feel I feel like a lot of the cast, the side cast, bloomed after Michael left because a lot of them had to kind of pick up that Michael slack, and then you get more depth into them, and that's why a lot of like the main people like Kevin and Meredith, those I like all of them.
Yeah, no,
They all
100%.
have their own funny quirks, and I've watched the extended versions, and so there's like extra
Yep.
funny stuff. So
Oh
it's
yeah, me
like
too.
I, they all kind of shine in their own way.
Especially in the extended version, like those extra cutscenes are where those specific characters shine.
Yep.
Also the shorts. I don't know if you've ever seen like the shorts. They're like little mini episodes. A lot of them focus on Kelly, on Aaron, on Oscar, on Kevin, and it's just like they're pretty good too. But
Yeah.
I like I said, I feel like a B. But if you want, I'll put him at the A. I'm cool with it.
Let's leave him at A.
All right.
If you convince me otherwise,
Yeah.
like as the list progressed, then I'm totally open to him being a B.
Yeah. I
But
feel like everything here could change
yeah.
at any given moment. So all right, we got that. Next up, we have I'm so upset I'm blanking on his name right now.
Uh,
Hang on.
uh,
Feeling B plus ish. Don't want to upset the balance. Can they be placed on the borderline between B and A? Tell you what I think we could do. Let me see if this is a possibility. Let's test this out real quick. We could move them amongst their tier. So if we need to put somebody, let's say, in a B, but they're in a B that's higher than somebody else, we could put them ahead of that person. I feel like
I see.
how we can compromise.
I'll put it in a lower tier A.
Okay.
I don't know. No, that's too many tiers. That's too many tiers. It's a possible A. It could be B.
As soon as you said it, was like, no, we're not doing this.
I just started thinking like we're struggling with these 5. And
I know.
Let's make like 30 possibilities.
Let's get 30 possible rankings where they're gonna all be ranked on the actual number. Oh man.
Yeah.
David Wallace.
David Wallace.
I just remembered. Yeah, David Wallace.
Yeah.
Where are we putting David Wallace, Disco?
I do like David, but I don't think he's like super involved. So I'm gonna say like I'll put him like in a C.
Right there with you. David Wallace is important enough in the show where it's just like he's a big part for a lot of things happening. And there's a lot of pieces are getting moved around because of David Wallace. David Wallace at one point, he doesn't have the company, he loses his mind and comes up with a vacuum cleaning thing called Suck It and has a whole song about it. The man loses his mind in the show. Then he eventually comes back around and he's okay again. He just had that little mental break at some point. But he's an interesting enough character and he's a good straight man to people like Michael.
Yeah. I love when Michael's in trouble, or specifically like when Dwight had the fire incident, and then they're like supposed to reprimand Dwight, and then all of a sudden Michael makes his way over. It's just like hijacks.
Where he's sitting next to Dwight, then he just moves his chair over to David Wallace's side. We're like, yes,
it's like hijacks the repercussions and just like we're gonna let him go. No, we're not.
So we're gonna let you off with a warning. No, we're not.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you could help me out with this character's name, Disco.
I have a list. Gabe,
thank you, Gabe. Where are we putting Gabe at?
Honestly, if there is one character that I would hate, it's probably this guy, and also Nellie. I don't know if she's on the list.
Nellie's there. Yeah, Nellie's there.
Yeah, she's right there. Those two are like kind of like not on my list.
You know, so I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna put him at D. If that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do like
unless you have any defense, like or,
no.
If you think it should be a C, or you could put him as an upper D.
No, I'm just kidding. That's the thing. It's like look at. I agree with you. David Wallace is at a C, and there's no way Gabe is on the same level as David Wallace. You know, that's the way I'm looking at it. Yeah. I like Gabe. I do like Gabe. He's a fan of horror movies, and he's weird. There's a chance that he might have been the Scranton Strangler at some point. You know, he's a weird, creepy boy, and that's why he's going in last place. But he is entertaining. He is fun.
Yeah, I agree. But just on the tier list,
we got to put him somewhere. We got to put him somewhere. Next up, big character, Jim Halpert.
Jim. Yeah, man, Jim's definitely S class.
One
You
hundred
you
percent.
can't you can't knock
One
that.
hundred
His
percent.
prank skills, his relationship with Pam,
Mhm.
his relationship with Dwight, his relationship with Mike.
Everybody.
You know, everybody. He's just such a fun character. He like manned the Office Olympics. He's just got so many. I love when he messes with Dwight's desk. He's just such a funny character. When he showed up with a tuxedo when Charles Minor came, like he's just a goofy boy, man.
No.
And one of my favorites is when the Asian Jim shows up when
Oh my
he's
god.
pranking Jim. I
Yeah.
mean Dwight. Oh my god, that's next level. Like
Yeah.
I still think about that randomly and start laughing, and people are just like, "Are you okay?" It's just, you don't
One of
get
my
it.
one of my favorite Jim Halpert moments, and it's not even like it happened. It's just him telling the story of something that happened. And he does such a good job where he talks about how one of his pranks was he would take Dwight's phone and put a nickel in it every day for like months. And then every day his phone is getting progressively
Oh yeah,
heavier.
that
And
one's
then he said
hilarious.
one day he took all the nickels out and Dwight himself. Like we don't see this. They don't show this. He just tells it. And just the thought of it is just like, yes, S tier. Just
Yeah.
imagining it is perfect. Let's
Putting
see.
his stapler in Jello. uh,
Yeah.
oh man.
And one hell of a salesman. He gets
Yeah.
promoted up to, being a co-manager with Michael and everything.
And he does the Altoid where he like
Oh my God, yes.
that one's hilarious.
Yeah,
Too
the
funny.
Morse code with him and Pam, where they're talking shit to Dwight, like by
Yeah.
blinking and stuff.
Also, Jim is just an awesome guy. Like he stepped up to the plate with Pam. He, bought her a house. He had the kid, and needed to do better. And he made his sports company, brought in a lot of money, successful, and he supported Pam
Oh
through
yeah,
her art school. Jim was just such a good dude.
yeah, I'm right there with you. Next up, is it Joan Disco?
Joe, Joe,
Joe. Thank you.
Joe Bennett, Joe something.
Joe Bennett sounds about right. I can't remember right now.
Yeah, Joe.
Oh, I can hear it in your voice.
She's not up there.
Speak your truth,
I,
Disco.
I like her as a character, but just ranking compared to all the others, I think she's somewhere in the CD range. I don't know. She
I'm trying to look up her name real quick. It was like the actress. It's bothering me that I can't remember her name.
uh she somewhere around here. Joe Bennett. Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates, dude,
Yep.
one of the best actresses ever.
Yep. Totally legend in her own regard. Just randomly picking up this role is funny. But yeah, she even killed this role. I liked her acting chops, but just like on the scale of everyone else, I think she, I want to put her in a C. I don't think I put her on the same scale with Gabe. Gabe's just that like you love to hate type of guy,
Mm-hmm.
and Joe, was a hard ass, but I respect her.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I was thinking D, but then I saw Gabe's face, and I thought, you know what? Yeah, she's a C.
It's a special place that D.
But
Gabe
yeah,
just
no,
holds it so well.
yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Like, I feel like pretty much you nailed it. Kathy Bates does one hell of a job. She's good as like that no nonsense kind of boss when she comes in. Then you realize she's kind
Mhm.
of weird too. She lets her
Yeah.
dog lick her face.
Yep.
So yeah,
She brought Gabe the weirdo. So
yeah, she
like,
brought Gabe. But we got that. And all right, next up we have
Kevin.
Kevin Malone.
I I put Kevin up on S.
Really?
I love Kevin. I think he is so funny how like the chili soup when he falls, that like epic like scene that's
Yeah.
legendary. Chili's everywhere.
So, I'm gonna
I
be
like
honest with you. Why is that scene so beloved? Like, it's funny, yeah, but I was like, I think of The Office. I can name like literally like 80 scenes funnier than that scene. Why is that such a beloved scene?
if I'm being very brutally honest, it's because it's Kevin and Kevin's fat and he like put all this love into the chili and he wants to share it with the office. And then, Kevin being Kevin, he just always kind of shoots himself in the foot type of thing, trips and boom, his chili's everywhere, and he's just trying to scoop it back up, and that's such a Kevin thing to do. I don't know. I like that scene.
See, right where we got a Juani boy. I'm gonna keep calling him that for the rest of this. Where he's saying top of A. That's 100% where I consider Kevin. Like I'm not putting him on. We look at our S tier. We have Michael Scott and
Yeah,
Jim.
you're
Howard,
right. You're right. You could put him in the A. You're right.
you
You're
know,
right. I do just have a soft spot for Kevin. He's
yeah.
fat and he's like brazenly
So let's
just
put him over there.
checks women out, and you just know what kind of character he leans into. And he was a hero when he saved everyone from the bat.
Yes. Now, what my favorite Kevin moment is when he said that he wanted to try eating more vegetables and he didn't know how to eat broccoli. To me, that's Kevin's like top moment. Where you're like, why are you eating it backwards? It's like I don't know.
That is pretty funny.
Like that's a huge Kevin moment for me.
I'm never gonna eat a vegetable again.
All right. Next up here, who we got? Disco. Where am I? I lost it. There we go. Holy crap, I can't remember her name right now. The lady who sat next to across the street from Stanley. Phyllis, Jesus. Phyllis, thank you. Phyllis, where we put Phyllis?
I think Phyllis is going to be our first B.
I'm right there with you.
I like Phyllis, but she plays an important part, but she's not up there. Sox guy said C tier.
He said C tier. I don't know, man. Phyllis, I'll put Phyllis above David Wallace and Joe Bennett.
Especially when they did the warehouse kind of auction, everybody paid for Phyllis's hug. I love Phyllis. She's just wholesome.
Phyllis, like David Wallace, I feel like in a better way though, helps progress the story. Like we get characters like Bob Vance because of Phyllis. We learn about the special relationship, the friendship she has with Stanley Hudson. She's looking out for the man and his diabetes. Like she's out there. She's one hell of a character. And when she needs to let loose, she can. She can be a very entertaining person. That's why I feel like Phyllis had a B. I'm right there with you. Let's see. Oh, Charles Minor. I'm surprised I remember his name.
Charles Minor.
I remember his name, but I couldn't remember fucking Phyllis. But yeah, Charles Minor.
I'm gonna say C. He was kind of in the show briefly, and he played his part. He kind of Michael thought they were gonna be cool, and then it turned out that he was just on Michael's ass, and he just that straight edge try to get the company right, and Michael was not having it. He played his part.
I'm right there with you. I
like Idris Elba, so he's definitely not
exactly. Who doesn't like Idris Elba? But it's one of those things. This is the first time I've ever seen Idris Elba. Was watching The Office, so I'd never seen this man. Yeah, I'd never seen this man before that. Yeah, because I was watching it. I don't know about you. I was watching it like as the show was happening live on TV. So I think he was on like Luther before this, and to this day I haven't seen that show. Yeah. But yeah, Charles Minor. My favorite thing with him is his interactions with Jim. Jim is the most charming person. Everybody loves Jim. Jim is the greatest, this, that, and the other. And then Charles is just like, I'm not playing that shit. Why are you wearing a tuxedo? You look ridiculous. And he's like, what? The only person here who I can understand, the only person who has any control or anything, it's Dwight. He's my guy. Like, really, Dwight? But,
it's so backwards. Yeah, you gotta love it.
For real. Where'd you say you put him, Disco?
C.
C, yeah. I'll put him in between the two we got there. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's
cool. Fine. You're cool with that?
Yeah.
So next up, Wani Boy 1990. It's because he's black. You know what, man?
We got Gabe in D. He's even lower. It can't be.
Oh man. All right. Well, you already told us how you feel about this one, Disco.
Yeah, Nellie's a hard D for me. I don't know.
He says.
I never connected with her character, and granted she had some fun scenes and that like pregnancy issue. It's kind of like bringing awareness and stuff. But I don't know. Compared to the rest of the cast, I think she's right there with Gabe.
Yep. Real quick, Wani Boy 1990. Favorite scene was when he made the side kick, when he kicked the ball basically, and he hit. I think was it I feel like it was Meredith or Angela. He kicks a soccer ball in the face. That was Jim, who actually did it. Yeah, where he was like trying to be like, "Hey, Charles, look, I like soccer," and just hits the ball, hits somebody right in the fucking face. But yeah, but
Oh
yeah, no,
man,
I'm right there with you. I'll put her a D. Not too hard of a D. I'll put her above Gabe.
softy.
A soft D. Just
Size
flat.
guys, size
Flat.
guys said hard D. This is not a family friendly
Nah.
stream.
Now I'm bringing it back. Don't worry, Jack. It's a flaccid one. It's a flaccid D. But next up, we got Mini Dwight. I can't remember his name. He was in that movie called Sex Drive. Remember that movie?
No, Clark.
Yeah, Clark. Jesus. I know you looked it up, but I'm still not sure that's correct. That's how much I forgot this character.
I only remember one scene with him. I mean, he was in a couple really, but one stands out to me. So when he's
Tightrope.
I think he's buying like farm equipment, and they're trying to sell him an auger.
Yes.
and I thought it was funny because I actually know what an auger is, and I don't know. Just that whole scene just had me laughing.
My Clark scene,
he's like doesn't even know what an auger is.
No, my Clark scene is the tightrope, where it's I don't know why there's a tightrope in the parking lot. This is towards the end of the series. Obviously, Clark showed up at the end of the series, and he's the only person that could walk on it. They said because the shape of his head or something gives him perfect balance, or something along those lines. I was like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Personally, he's a D. He's a D for me. As a matter of fact, I would put him in last.
Oh wow! Behind
to be perfectly honest.
Honestly, I agree. At least
I don't hate the kid. It's just he's forgettable.
Yeah. Yep. You didn't even remember him.
Yeah, and granted, I forgot Phyllis and I put her at B. But like, I mean, I know Phyllis. I forgot her name. Next up, we got a classic. We got Mose.
Mose is S. Granted, he's like rarely in. Every time he is in, I just get the biggest smile. Mose just jetting across the screen or putting the raccoon in Holly's car. Like, oh man, there's just so many good memories of Mose. Like,
the valet parking at the garden party, where he parks all the cars and then jumps it. Like, I want to put him at an A, but I can't. Disco. He's an S. He's 100% an S. Like, I can't. You had to look up his name. He's obviously not important. I was talking about Clark.
Legendary.
Yeah, I'll put him as the third S. I'll put him behind Michael and Jim.
Yeah.
But Mose is up there. All right. Tell me his name.
I've actually been trying. Oh, it's Hank.
Hank, thank you. I'll tell you, just like Jim forgot his name. But Hank.
I've been searching this list. I'm like, where is he? Dead ass forgot Hank.
Yeah,
but Hank, I like Hank. I'm gonna say like a B. I just love the auction scene where he's just randomly up there. Me and the blues. He's just like slamming down on the guitars. That scene is just so hilarious to me. Just dead audience. Me and the blues, dude. It's like.
Do you remember when he was Morpheus? Where Jim comes up with the whole Matrix thing, and Dwight's like, you know what? No, I don't want the red pill. I'm happy. I'll still live my blissful ignorance. Like, no, don't take it. You can't take that. Jim, come in here. Yeah. But I was gonna say C, but I'm gonna give it to you. I'll put him in B.
He's likable.
Yeah, I'll put him after Phyllis.
And Sox guy can't say anything about us now. So.
Next up, we got Packard.
Todd Packard. The man took a shit in the middle of talking. Like, I just how can you not love that? That's just the wild. That whole episode was funny. He's like, I left you a special package. And also when he tried to apologize to everybody with the cupcakes and
I do remember that.
He is over the top and kind of annoying sometimes, but like just he's shitting the carpet and the cupcakes. He's just, I gotta give him credit. Like
Packard, I do like Packard. I mean, he's definitely not my favorite. I don't know about you. I'm thinking C. The moment I saw Packard, I'm thinking C all the way. but it's
I
he's
feel
fun
like he's
enough.
between CB, but I'll take a C. It's fine.
All right,
I'm not.
I'll
I'm
put him at
not
the
gonna
top
die.
of
I'm not
C's.
gonna die in that hill.
Yeah, I'll put him at the top of C's if you want. Packard's cool. It's just I can't remember much. Like I remember what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's not too many other moments. Like he's not in there enough to really stand out to me.
yeah. It's definitely a handful.
Yeah. All right, Stanley Hudson.
Stanley Hudson, you gotta love Stanley.
Who doesn't love
I,
Stanley?
I'll say definitely he's A.
Oh wow. I was gonna say B, but okay, you really love Stanley. Okay.
No, I'm telling you, I really did like kind of fall in love with the base office class because I've
Yeah.
seen it so many times, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
just yeah, I love his no nonsense. He's that
Did
like
I
old
stutter?
school black dude. Did I stutter? And then the fake firing where he's just not taking none of Michael's shit. And then when he actually thinks he's fired and he tells Michael what he really thinks, and he's just like, oh, he really let him have it. He's
Yeah.
like, just when I think you couldn't get stupider, you do it. Like he's yeah, Stanley is just that guy. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him on Pretzel Day.
Oh man, Stanley
Stanley
on
has the
Pretzel
big
Day.
smile. Oh man, it's like it's my favorite day.
Remember when Vance Refrigeration had construction take up all the parking spaces, so everybody had to park further away, and Stanley was just
Oh
like he just wanted to like he hated life. Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah,
the chat, everybody says A. I can't disagree. Yeah, Stanley's an A.
yeah.
Where
And then
do
he
you
had
want
the
him? You
heart
want him at the
attack.
top?
And he was a ladies' man. He had like 2 wives or like a girlfriend on the side.
Oh yeah,
He was
yeah. It was the
pimping.
girlfriend who always showed up to everything. Oh man.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
really got Stanley.
All right.
Holly.
Next up, we got Holly.
I'm gonna say Holly's a C. I think she was a perfect complement to Michael, but
Yeah,
I don't think she was crazy high on my list.
she didn't
Other
stand
than
out.
other than that, yeah.
My favorite thing about Holly, and it's not. I mean, it's not just Holly. It's Holly and Kevin, where she thought he was mentally disabled.
Oh my god, that was so funny. He's just like, oh my god, you guys are so good to have him. And then when
Remember,
they found out, and Kevin's like, oh, you think I'm. Oh, and this front of the vending machine.
I
Oh
was just
my
about to say the
god,
vending
I
machine.
I
He's like,
cried
I don't
at
know what
that
to get.
scene.
She's like, okay, well, let me help you. How many quarters do you have?
He's like,
Let's
that's a
count the change.
button or something like that.
Oh man,
You
yeah.
can get anything on the top row. Like,
Oh man, where'd you say
and
you would
Kevin's
her
totally
on?
like, oh, Holly's totally into me. I'm gonna bang. Meanwhile, she's like, she thinks he's retarded, or,
Oh man,
special.
where'd you put her at, Disco? I was thinking
Uh,
C.
C, yes,
Yeah.
he's
Where would we put her at C? I think right
yeah,
there.
that's
How's that?
fine. Yeah, that's cool actually.
Pam. Pam Beasley / Halper.
Pam. I do like Pam. I'm gonna put Pam in the A. Although I do
I'm gonna tell you right now, I want Pam at S.
oh yeah?
I want Pam at S. Pam has had the biggest growth in this show. Like one of the biggest. Like you look at Pam, shy, insecure, secretary, a boyfriend who's just a dick, nobody likes her. And then look at what she becomes, a strong mother figure. She gets pissed at Jim when he messes up. She could go toe to toe. Like she gives herself a position in the office that doesn't exist. And they say, okay, here's your raise. Pam is one hell of a character. She is funny. Unironically, when she's not trying to be funny, just saying a random word is hilarious. Like Pam is an S all the way.
I like how she compliments Mike too. Like
Yeah.
like certain scenes where she's like, I'll let him just answer the phone and get a first try. And then I'll give him a second, and usually he's good.
Yeah, no.
But to counter that, the Pam did have a lot of growth, but I didn't like how she kind of like. I feel like Jim supported her through everything, and then she kind of just like shat on Jim's dreams with the sports company, kind of like made him like step down. And granted, it's like a epic sacrifice, and it's a testament to their love. But I just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth that she's like, Jim always supported her and pushed her through, and she didn't even finish art school, and Jim was like trying to support her like emotionally and all that stuff, and So maybe I'm just nitpicking, but those are two things. I don't like how she kind of made Jim quit his dreams.
Yeah, but in the end, he got the job. Like, right? Didn't they go for it? That's how the show ended.
Did he?
Jim, yeah.
I guess you're right, but still,
I guess I'm right. That's what happened.
But still, I feel like she is giving him like making him doubt his dreams and like
her big thing was she was left at home alone with 2 kids, and Jim is going away. Like, I get where you're coming from, and they had talked about it beforehand, but in the end, she was just like, "Hey, I needed more help," and yeah, Jim supported her and everything, but I don't know, man. Pam, I feel like, in all honesty, Pam is funnier than Jim, in my opinion. Jim's funny because he does pranks and stuff, but he's always like, he's not the funny person. Like, he's rarely the joke. It's him doing somebody. Pam is the joke. Like, remember Pam's mom dating Michael, and he's like, "Oh, I met somebody, blah blah blah. It's great." He's like, "Oh, who is it, Michael? Who is it, Michael?" Like, that delivery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I do like another example of Pam is when the exiting interview with Michael and Toby.
Oh,
and
God, yeah.
And Holly's there, and then Michael has the gift, like the rock as a gift, and he's just like, "That was just a joke, and I have a gift like on the way." And then Pam's just like, "It's the watch, isn't it?" And he's just like, "Yes, it is the watch." He's just like, "Fuck, I have to give up my watch now."
Oh, man.
I love how Pam kind of just instigated that watch switch. Give up your watch with this stupid joke.
Yeah, and Michael's goodbye, his last goodbye, was to Pam, after all, in the airport. The no dialogue scene. Emotional. One hell of a scene. Like, I like, the chat is saying it too, that they're agreeing with the S. If anything, I'll put her lower S.
No, you can put her in S totally. Yeah. I'm just nitpicking. It's just
personally, I would put her over most.
Something to think about.
Yeah, no,
you could put her over. You could put her over most.
Right,
I'm just nitpicking. She is hilarious, and she does compliment Jim and Michael.
Personally, in all honesty, I think Pam could possibly be my favorite or second to like favorite character in the whole show.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Pam's up there. Pam's up there for me. But next up, we got another one. We got Daryl.
I like Daryl.
I love Daryl.
I feel like whenever Daryl's on the scene, he just like takes control, commands it. He just has such an essence, like a on-screen essence, like vibe, the charisma. He's just so funny too, especially when he's Michael, the fake street slang. Man, I forgot what it was.
Oh man, I can't remember any of them right now. But he had Michael saying some ridiculous stuff. He can be the straight man where he's like, "Hey, stop doing the funny stuff," or he can be the comedic character. Like, he can be the butt of the joke. Like, he points out when Michael's wearing women's clothing when nobody realizes it. And also, he's the guy who's
like, "No, it's Italian."
And he's also the guy who he's getting letters saying, "Great job. It was like, you deserve this, all blah, blah, blah." When it was, the fact that his grandmother had passed away and they thought they were signing a card for his birthday. And he just sheds the one tear. Like, Daryl is amazing.
I love his growth as well. Like, he was in the warehouse and
big time.
Michael, the one scene where Michael, like with the forklift, knocks down the whole thing. He's just like, "We'll get somebody to clean that." He's like, "We gotta clean it."
Patrice O'Neal's the one who says that, actually.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
And he's another great. I wish he was on this list.
Rest in peace. Yeah, he should be. But Daryl's growth, how he made it to the upper office, and he even was running for manager at one point against Jim for.
Well, and he ends up getting that. He works at the job before, like, Jim gets him an in at that job that Jim was trying to get.
Oh yeah.
Then he goes there and makes a whole bunch of money, and then he helps Jim get there later on at the end. So you're right.
Yeah. So he's just one of those level. He plays piano too, and he sings. He does play piano.
Oh man. So where are we putting Daryl? I was thinking like a high A, B. I mean, arguable S.
No, I think he's top tier A.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure somebody could sway me to S. He's definitely.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I would not argue if somebody's like,
I would not.
S, like, I'm all for it.
Roy. Next is Roy. I
talk about character growth. Roy, too problematic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of his best scenes, and it's just him being a jerk.
Yeah, when I think of Roy, I just think of him kind of like, I think of the one scene where he's like, I could read you like a book. And then Pam's just like, no, you can't. Like, I'm holding a secret. She's feeling guilty about kissing
Yeah,
Jim still. Um, and also him, raising hell in that bar, the bar, and using the jet ski money. That's a,
yeah.
but yeah, I would say he's like a C. Probably low C. I don't know. Yeah, he's not up there.
I'll put him at the bottom of the C.
Also, when I think of Roy, I just think of Dwight pepper spraying him.
Yeah, for real. I think about that. I think about him playing basketball.
And the second time he comes back, and then everybody's just like, "Oh shit!" And then Dwight pulls out his pepper spray again.
He's
like,
just waiting. Real quick, Jack said now. Thank you, Jack. Take care, man.
Yep.
Let's see. So I agree with you. Roy's right at the bottom. I really don't have much to say about Roy, to be perfectly honest. But next up, we got one of the OGs. We got Dwight.
Oh yeah,
Dwight. I mean, is there an argument? He's obviously S.
He's F, definitely S.
I thought you said F. I was like, sir, I will kick you off this podcast.
I hate Dwight. Rainn Wilson sucks. No, he's up there. I love Dwight.
Right next to
him and Jim, just their whole little feud. Even his growth with Jim and Pam, and like he really becomes their friend at the end, and then especially when he gets the concussion, that
oh my god,
I love that Foreman.
Oh my god,
he cooked his foot. I'll get you back on.
That whole episode is amazing.
Yeah, one of our favorites. My wife loves that one too. We always put that one on repeat.
Yeah, I love that one.
But what's with the moon? What's up with the moon face guy?
But I mean, can you think of one character Dwight doesn't have a good interaction with?
I like when he Ryan, when he gets up there in the company and he has his assistant who's like they call him the Hobbit or whatever.
Yeah,
I love Dwight when he's like, "Who's this wizard?" or some shit.
Yeah.
Dude, Dwight's just too funny to Phyllis, to everybody, and his unreasonable love for Mike just makes no sense because of what Dwight is, like the man's man, farm dude, kind of callous, especially when he killed Angela's cat.
Also a complete nerd, loves Battlestar Galactica, can speak to Rocky. Like like, what is Dwight? Like, I put him at number 2 there. Arguably the best character in the entire series.
He's got mad bear knowledge. He's knows karate. His best opponent's himself. There's just so much to love. He's banging Angela while Andy's with her. There's just so much to love about Dwight. He's got great. The growth. He's hilarious.
Oh man! So we got him at S. Speaking of which, we got Angela. Angela.
I like Angela. She's just the office biatch, and she's crazy cat woman. I love the episodes where they're watching the cats, and she's just like making out with the cat, and just all her like crazy love for the cats. When the office fire, she's like,
and she
throws the cats up.
When she just chucks the cat into the ceiling, that then follows down later on. One of the funniest things
or something. Yeah,
you're too heavy. I'm only 82 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh man. Where are you thinking? Where are you thinking about? Like, what's called Wadi Boy right here says A. I kind of agree. Like, I kind of want Angela in that A tier.
Yeah, I'll give it to Angela. Yeah, for sure. She deserves it. Her drama with Andy and just that it was so fun to watch. Just her being with Andy and Dwight at the same time. And
as a matter of fact, this 3-person dynamic, the whole accounting team, they work so well.
Oh my
together.
god.
They
Yep.
work so well together. Like, just they play off each other perfectly.
Honestly.
All right, next up we
Kevin
got Aaron.
is Candy.
Uh,
Aaron. Oh, Aaron. Um, I like Aaron. I know some people might not like her, but I think she's just brought a good energy and
Aaron's fun.
yeah, she's fun. And so I would give her a B for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think she's A, but she's a little over. She's over the C type. I don't think she's C. She's definitely better than that list. That
yeah.
row.
I mean, Aaron she's a great character. Like, she has some great one moment that it's funny. My mom loves this moment, and I can't help but laugh. Where they're doing the garden party episode, and it's a throwaway scene. You might have not even remember it. Nobody rarely remembers this, where they do a cutaway for like 5 seconds to Aaron talking to Kelly, and she's wearing like a fancy hat because it's a garden scene. Where a bird comes and just takes the hat away, and then they cut to another scene. And it's the
I do not
funniest
remember that.
thing.
Now I gotta remember. Now I want to
Yeah,
find that one.
dude, it's so funny because it's the garden party where Andy's throwing it to try to prove to Robert California, look, I'm a good boss, and hey, trying to show his father, look, I made myself something. And randomly, they just had this one scene where Bird just takes away Aaron's hat, and it is hilarious. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, but Aaron's great.
Yeah,
But
I think she was funny. Like when dating Andy, and then Andy went on that whole like boat trip, and then
yeah,
she came back, and she was with Pete or Plop.
flop.
I thought that was like very funny. So I feel like she contributed to.
They recreated I always like that because they recreated the Jim storyline, the Jim Pam storyline,
Yeah.
where the secretary is dating somebody who she's really not into and falls for the salesman. Literally, they
Yeah.
did it again.
I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah,
That's
dude.
so
When I tell
funny.
you, I've analyzed The
Recycled.
Office back and forth. Like, I've seen the show too many times. But
Yep.
we got Bob Vance Refrigeration.
Bob Vance. I
I love how he
you
made
know
this list.
he's not really like in the show a lot, but I just love him. I'm gonna put him in the A. Like he's a bottom A to me. Bob Vance,
A?
Vance Refrigeration. I wonder what are you into, Bob? Refrigeration.
Oh man, I was gonna put him in C.
C.
C. Like, he's
I
cool.
feel like he's a like a
I-
cameo legend.
I'll split the difference with you and put him in B.
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
You can put him with butt end of B.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just like, he's cool and all, but it's just like, I feel like he hasn't done enough.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but if you want to think about it, he'll definitely be in B, so he could be with Phyllis.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That's the family right there. All four of them. They're on Hank and Aaron, and we're good. Hank Aaron, that's a funny joke. Okay, next up we got Pete / Plop.
Plop. Pete's like a C to me. He was one of those burner characters. He's kind of there with Clark. I mean, he was there with Clark. They had to bring in.
I was about to put him right in D with Clark, but if you tell me why you want him in C.
Did I say C? I mean, I feel like he's better than Clark just because his name is Plop. I don't know. I remember him more. That's
He's
my
memorable.
only reasoning.
Yeah, he's more memorable than
He said plop his ass down to D.
Yo, for real, that's what I'm saying.
I would give him that. You can put him in D. That was funny.
Yeah, for real. It's just like,
Plop.
I'll tell you what, I'll put one head of Clark.
They're road dogs.
Robert California.
Oh man. At the time I was watching this, he was in that other show.
Blacklist?
Yes.
Never seen an episode. I love how I could just name a show I know nothing about, but I got you.
No, yeah. He's like this kind of powerful guy, resourceful, gets things done, and then I saw him in this show, and he's still like this kind of has this mystique of badass, can do whatever.
Dude, when I see him, I think of Stargate, not the show. The
my
movie,
God,
the original
right.
movie.
He was in that one.
Dude's done everything.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say B. He's there with Bob Vance with me.
Like, I want to put him low, but then I think this man went to a job interview, was disappointed, drove to the CEO's house and said, "Give me your job," and she said yes. Like
That is true.
he legit just walked to somebody's house.
Not just anybody either. He
Joe,
like convinced Joe,
just
business
like, "Give me
tycoon.
your job."
So where do you
Oh man.
think? Are you saying A or
No, I'm with you. I'm with you in B. I'm
yeah,
fine with
yeah.
B.
No, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'll put him at the end. That's fine. But yeah, he is the fucking Lizard King. But
The Lizard King. Yeah.
oh, look, Lonnie boy. I saw him one time one of those commercials that you guys did said didn't exist. He was, you know, what? You're famous for that. What's it called? That you're always just naming commercials that never existed. Guess what? I don't know what commercial you're talking about. I've never seen him in a commercial. He's been doing that shit
Yeah.
since high school. He's still fucking doing it. All right.
Karen.
Next up, Aaron.
Karen
I'm sorry,
Filippelli.
Karen. Yeah, Karen Philippi.
I like Karen. I mean,
I love how we start everything when we say the name, we pause and say, "I like said name."
I don't think she's too high on the list, but I think she was a fun character, kind of to offset the not being with Pam, the fill-in kind of love interest. And I like how she pranked the prankster, like when they went to the party at Wallace's house, and she's like, "Oh, I slept with that guy. I slept with that guy." And then at the end, he's just like, "Who didn't you sleep with?" And it's like, you got him.
Yeah.
Like, you pranked the prankster, and she did it. So
Yeah, no, Karen's great. She's one of those. I always like to divide the office into like your weird people and your normal people. I feel like she
yeah,
was always on the normal people side,
yeah,
but
totally.
she was still fun enough where it's like she's a believable person where she's just the straight man to other people. It's just like what's up with this Andy guy that we work with, and she meets everybody else and Dwight and it's like this is awkward, and then she falls in the middle of a relationship issue thing. Yeah, but no, Karen's great.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling the C. Not that I dislike her, but it's like I'm looking at everybody there. I would put her maybe at like the top of C.
No, yeah, I would say top of C totally, or
Yeah.
low end of B. Like, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fight that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kelly Kapoor.
Kelly Kapoor.
I like Kelly.
When I first started, I despised Kelly, but like I really seen
She
it
grows
so
on you.
much that she
grows
does
on you.
grow on you, and she's just part of the office, and she's that like young yap master. She'll yap your ear off. And I love how she's just ridiculously in love with Ryan. She'll chase him. I love when Ryan gets locked up and he's just like, "Oh, I'll stop by in a hot tracksuit," and she'll be like, "Oh, you shouldn't have treated your hot girlfriend so bad." Like or I like how she's always just like, or you could just say you're pregnant. And like that would never fly today. Like,
Dude, yeah, Kelly is so fucking toxic and problematic, but
yeah,
she is fun, man. She's a great character.
Yeah.
Like you can't hate her. I mean, I would put her in the B tier somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. She's yeah.
Here, I'll put her.
She's not the accounting team.
I'll put her right there next to Phyllis. She's not the accounting team, right? And of course, perfect. Right after Kelly, we got Ryan.
Nice. I would put him right next to. Yeah, I'll give him the B too. I think
Ryan went through so much from the beginning attempt to like one of the tops of the company to unemployed to
burning down
Scott,
the office
paper
because of
company.
a PETA or something.
Yeah. Oh man, Ryan started.
I like the episode where. I like the episode where he invited Michael to his school.
Yes.
The dude just rips the guy's book. Oh man.
Just Ryan, he's
totally
one of the characters.
shut down the paper industry. He's just
yeah.
well, your employee said that you're not going in. He just got totally fucking upset.
So, like I said, that I feel like I like dividing the characters into normal people and weird people. Ryan's one of those people that crossed over. He was the normal person who became a fucking weirdo.
I like when he created Wolf.
Yep. Oh man.
And then they're fighting for their investment. We're just like, we can make it to next Wednesday, like 9 days.
One of my favorite things about Ryan was when Dwight took him out to like kind of like teach him the ropes, and he takes him to the farm, and Mose is a ghost. He talks about
Yeah.
he's gonna plant his seed in Ryan. It's a
It
it's a
sounds
whole
so terrible. And at the it's a real bonding episode because at the end he's just finally like upgrades from temp to Ryan.
yeah. No,
At the end when
it's a
they're in the
lot.
bar and he like Dwight actually calls him, "Hey,
Oh
my
yeah,
cat just jumped out of
oh,
nowhere.
I didn't even see it.
What's up, baby?"
But yeah, I'm thinking Ryan. I'm feeling B.
Yeah, yeah. I'm seeing he's right there with Kelly.
Yeah,
Kelly
tell you what, we'll do that. Oh, I love this picture, Meredith.
Meredith. I like Meredith.
Meredith's great.
She is hilarious. She's the bona fide alcoholic, banging people
Man,
for discounts.
she's got problems.
Her poor kids.
Grew up to become a stripper.
Michael hit her with the car, like fractured rib or something.
Fractured her hip.
Yeah.
No, her pelvis. Her pelvis.
Yeah. The bat.
Yep. The bat.
Yeah.
And at the very end, she gets in really good shape and starts doing yoga.
I like when she flashes Mike and she's just like, "Please cover up your."
Yep. Oh God. Meredith. Oh man, I would say A, to be honest.
I think she's A totally, or if not top B. Like,
Yeah,
definitely she's up there.
yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're cool with A.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
She's hilarious. At least she gets me laughing.
Oh, 100%. Meredith's one of the funniest. But talk about some of the funniest people.
Oh my gosh, Creed.
Creed.
Quality assurance, quality.
Dude.
I don't know what I'd do.
I can't think of a Creed moment that isn't funny. Like
the Halloween episode with the Joker.
Dude, the cartwheel.
Oh man, yes.
Dude, everything. It's like literally the first time we ever see Creed, the first time he ever speaks in the show was when it's in like episode 2, the downsizing one, where Michael has to fire somebody and he's gonna fire Creed. And Creed's like, no, fire this other guy. And he's like, okay.
He sells fake IDs to Creed is just that weird.
Yo, like the ending
shady
of the show,
ass dude. And he could play guitar too. I love in the boat when he like picked Michael's like, something's wrong with his guitar, and then Creed picks it up and he's just like
dude, I love how at the end of the show you find out the police have been looking for him for years. And he gets arrested. Yep. But no, Creed's in. What about when Creed became the manager? Like, yo, that when they were just like, "Who's the most senior person here?" I was like, "Please, I hope it's Creed. I think it's Creed." It was. I was like, "Let's fucking go."
That's hilarious. Yeah,
I love that. Bo Body. What is the B stand for? Business. B-I-Z.
That. Oh man!
I mean,
I briefly forgot that he was manager until you said that. The Mo Body.
That's one of my favorite fucking
God
episodes because of that. I remember that what's it called, Pam? Was it Pam? She gave him these 2 identical pictures and told him to find the 3 differences, and then let him do that all day. And they were just the same picture. He's like, I already see 2.
I like when Pam's trying to get that extra chair from Michael, and then he's like, Pam's like, I'm going to give Creed my extra chair. And Creed's just like, I'm going to have 2 chairs. Like, it's like.
Remember when he fucked up with the water bark and he had basically Donald Duck fucking Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
But no.
And then he tried to fake his way, or he's just like, I called, and so wasn't there.
No, for real. Fucking JX says it right here, the plug. Like, yo, like Creed, I don't know, but he has to be S tier.
I'll give him that. Creed is just there's too much like lore. There's too much mystery there. I will watch a show on just all Creed and his
fuck yes.
origin story of Creed.
Dude, Creed's incredible. Let's see what we got next. We got Jan. Man.
I like Jan, but she's not the best character. I like the way these sort of relationships she created with Michael.
Michael.
She's just so down and out. They cried together in the hotel, and then the embarrassment of getting caught, not only going to Sandals with Michael, but getting caught and like having that picture sent around.
Dude, everything like so Jan just starts off as like, hey, your office is fucking weird. I want to downsize. You might not make it. Blah blah. To then ending up where she ends up. She has a kid who's. It could be the daughter. It could be the daughter of Kevin for all we know.
Yeah, yep.
But
It's a perfect specimen.
that or the what's called her secretary that she obviously had things for. What was his name? Hunter.
Oh yeah, the young kid Hunter.
Yeah, but Jan is one of the main people in arguably the funniest episode, the dinner party.
I was just gonna say that you just broke my $200 plasma TV.
Dude, when Michael
$0.
talks about the TV and he's the whole like, and if there's too many people here, all you have to do is push it back. That scene, Disco, I cannot not laugh at that scene. That is one of the funniest things. But no, you're right. When she breaks the TV with the Dundee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My wife and I always laugh at that episode. Just it's like
such a good episode
because we like having like dinner parties and cooking for people, but it's like they did everything in their power to make their guests feel uncomfortable.
Dude, it was so bad.
Trying to sell them the candles.
Didn't even start cooking the food, and it was
and then arguing about selling the candles in front of them.
Yep.
Dwight shows up with his nanny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's when it's revealed that Michael had 3 vasectomies.
Oh man. Yes. Shoot. And then the cops come and it's just like you have to go with somebody. Oh, Jim's like, oh, my apartment's on fire. And then Pam's like, you can replace the stuff in your apartment, but you can't replace this experience. And
yep.
Oh man, that was quick thinking on Pam.
What about when she was dancing and she's trying to pull Jim to dance and he just sits there? She's just dancing with his arm.
Yeah.
So where do you want Jan at?
I think she's between a B and C and B.
Yeah.
I don't know which side you're leaning on, but between those, I wouldn't fight.
I'm thinking the same thing. You know what? She's a B. There's kind of like this. We did a very good job with this ranking. I just want to point out. But next up, we got Andy.
Yeah. I love Andy. I think Andy's A. Maybe like touching S sometimes. I love his anger management. I love how he always pulls out the sitar. I love like when he went on his boat mental break thing.
The whole acapella thing, always talking about Cornell.
Acapella. Oh, especially that episode where Dwight's trying to go to Cornell in that interview they have.
Yes. Oh man.
Completely safety with Danny T.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Oh man. Try again, JX. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, just give us a little hint. We're a little slow. I'm burnt out today.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling with the A. I'll say I do like Daryl. Fuck. I would say honestly, I like Daryl
I like when they text or texting each other.
Oh my god, their relationship, yes.
There's a pigeon outside.
Remember he texted him the thing about the squirrel? It's like it's really cool. It's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh man. Toby Flenderson.
Toby.
I love his last name.
I honestly love Toby though. Just all the shit he gets from Mike and just him dealing with it.
Yeah, no, this is cranberry pineapple juice. JX over here said I'm drinking a margarita bottle straight to What are you doing on the Thursday night? I'm ranking off his characters just drinking a fucking 2-liter margarita.
Yep.
Oh,
I love Toby when his crush on Pam. He tries to get her that doll in the arcade thing for like the whole night, and when he gets it for her, he's just like, "Don't you have a daughter?" It's like I love his Costa Rica trip. He gets like injured instantly. I like when Mike Michael sings that when they have that little outing, and Michael sings this his go away like exit song.
Yes.
I can't sing it for you. I can't remember, but I love that episode. He's so funny.
Dude, just Toby is like, I feel bad for him so much, and then he'll do something where it's like, man, you kind of deserve it sometimes, Toby. Like, you know, this is a good comment. It's only
No,
right to put Toby low to perpetuate the hate.
I'm really torn on that because I want to hate because Michael hates him, but at the same time,
I
like
mean, I can't.
I love him as a character.
Yeah, I can't.
He's so
Remember,
fun.
he starts getting into writing detective novels for some reason.
He was the juror on the
Yes.
Scranton Strangler case.
Yep.
He's got a lot of funny moments. I
Honestly,
just love how much hate he gets. He's
yeah.
from Michael. It's just I love like all those scenes. And
Yeah.
to bring it up again, the exit interview, that's one of my favorites where
Yeah.
Pam was just like, "You're gonna give him your watch." I don't know why, just the awkwardness, and then the way Pam was just instigating him, giving his watch. It just has me on the floor every time.
Well, the return of Toby is a meme. Michael with a "No, God, no!" Like
Yeah,
you know, it's like that's gonna live on forever. But I can't put Toby low. Like I can't. I like him too much. Personally, I mean, I'm thinking B.
Yeah, I'm thinking B too. He's not on the A tier, but I wouldn't say he's on the C either with those. I love him. I love to hate him. Like
exactly. So yeah, I'll put him. I'm on the wrong screen. I will get him over at the B. Well, because it's Toby, I'll put him at the end. Now,
that makes perfect sense. Toby
what the hell is Will
Flenderson.
Ferrell's character's name in the show? I can't remember.
Something D'Angelo.
D'Angelo, yes.
I don't know the first name, but D'Angelo's. I actually like Will Ferrell, but in this, I could have done without him. He was briefly in there, and then he got taken out by a basketball court.
Yeah, he tried dunking. Like, to me, my favorite, it's D'Angelo Vickers. I looked it up. I don't know why I thought D'Angelo was the last name, but one of my favorite things of him was the juggle act when there's no balls. And he's like, Phyllis, do you trust me? It's like, what? It's really funny, but it's just like, you know what it is? He's what we got when Michael Scott left the show. When Steve Carell left the show, he was replaced with Will Ferrell. And I feel like the reason was like they knew a lot of people were going to be upset with Steve Carell gone. So like, hey, let's get one of the biggest actors out there, Will Ferrell. And I know I'm in the minority here. I'm not a fan of Will Ferrell. He's okay. Yeah. His movies are mediocre at best. Like, and I know nobody agrees with me when it comes to that. So it's like, when I found out it was him, I was like, great, of all people, Will Ferrell.
He was definitely a lot more prestige back then, I felt like. So I feel like that's why. And also they were scrambling to kind of fill that manager.
Oh, yeah.
Like role. They were literally putting everybody in. And then, so he was just one of, they had Charles Minor and then D'Angelo. It's like,
well, remember all the potential people they were bringing in. Ray Romano was in an episode. Jim Carrey was in an episode.
Didn't Gervais like stop by too?
Ricky Gervais, David Brent. That's where we got introduced to Robert California, played by David Spader.
Yeah.
Like all these famous actors showed up, and you know.
So like I said, I do like Will Ferrell and I do like his work, but in this show, he wasn't doing it for me, and like especially in the man, I'm blanking. What was the award show? The
Dundies.
The Dundies, where he got like stage fright.
Yeah,
it was kind of like cheesy, and then like I said, it was just a brief window, and then he got taken out by a basketball.
Not for nothing, basketball has done its deed to all of us at some point. We've all been injured by basketball.
You've had a similar instance too, where a basketball rim tried to beat your face.
Yeah, he tried to dunk and he messed up. I was standing under the rim and then I decided to jump and then the basket fell on my face.
Let me help you.
I wasn't touching it. I wasn't interacting with it in any way. It just so happened to fall at that moment. I was jumping into it.
Yeah.
But
man, that was
don't
crazy.
goaltend.
So I'm gonna say D'Angelo could go to like a D. You know.
You want him a D? I was willing to give him a C, but I won't fight. I won't fight against D.
I don't think he. I really don't think he warranted to see
Okay.
like it wasn't. It was. I didn't feel like he was too funny when he was there, and it was very brief.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you on the D. Now, Disco, I want to take a look at this and tell me we didn't do a fucking amazing job.
No, yeah, it's a bang up
I feel
job.
like this is like like you look at like the main cast plus two very funny people, like or like in the S tier. A tier is everybody showed growth from the mid management up. Arguably, the first two could be S tier as well.
Yep,
The
yep,
next one we have the second rung of the same thing of office management plus a few side characters. Then the people we
yeah,
liked, and then at the very end they were just like, hey, they were there.
yep, yeah,
I feel
totally.
like we did one hell of a job with this ranking, if I do say so
Yeah,
myself.
honestly, I really did enjoy that.
Yeah,
I always make like rag on my wife for putting The Office on. Like, man, I've seen this a million and one times, and now
yeah,
this is like the one instance where like it actually paid off to know
yeah.
The Office.
Dude,
Uh,
honestly, it's like I almost like the fact that I've seen The Office as much as I have, and I've never thought, hey, let's do a topic talking about The Office. Upsets me. I think that's because I know Eslam has seen the show, you've seen the show. Hell, if we could get an episode, even if your wife wants to be on the episode, just so we could talk about The Office, I think that would be great.
oh my God, she would love that.
Yeah, because it's
There
like
was
this is
one
one of my
time.
all-time favorite shows. I would love to have a whole episode dedicated,
There was
another
one
episode
time
dedicated to this.
we have a board game, no card game of The Office, and we had like a double date with Chris and his
Yeah,
and Jess, his girl, our Chris,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tall Chris, and so we were both playing that Office because Chris likes The Office too, and
Yeah.
so we competed, and it was a fun little
Oh, dude.
card game. I think we would if we could do that online somehow, that would be a sick episode.
All right,
It's
we
like
can
it's
look
pretty
into it.
much Office trivia.
So I actually have. You remember seeing it? The board DVD board
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
I had an Office seen it
It
where it's
might
just
even be that.
okay. Yeah, so I was like, I own it. I don't know where it is. I
I'd
haven't
have to
seen it in
look for
years.
it in
Yeah,
my little. I have a
mine might
bin.
be back in Jersey for
Yeah,
all I know. I don't know,
you know,
but
Office is such a good show, and
such a
even
good
though we've
show, man.
named so many scenes and the stuff, there's still so much more that we we brushed over, and we can just really analyze and have fun.
Yeah.
But honestly, like you said, I'm actually really happy with this list.
Oh, dude,
It
I feel like
is
I
this is
can't.
top tier. It's pretty accurate. Everyone has a well-deserved place, has been thought out, and it's like I totally agree with all of these.
Yeah, I stand by this 100%. Like, yeah, maybe I could move one or two, but not anything crazy. It's just like
No,
this is
yeah.
perfect almost. Like,
This is solid.
yeah, no, this is great. This is great.
Good stuff for finding that tier site. This is
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah.
is a
Hell,
nice one.
just a quick. It says it there, but if anybody wants to do your own tier list, honestly, this is something I found myself doing. Like, literally, when I was bored, had nothing to do. Like, what the fuck? Maybe you're stuck on a plane ride or some shit, and you can't you can't play a game or whatever. I don't fucking know. Find
Yeah.
up a reason, but it's tiermaker.com. You go to tiermaker.com and they have a damn near category for just about everything. I was showing disco, like almost anything you could think of. They have multiple categories of that thing. So I think this was a success disco. I think this is something we could definitely do again in the future with different categories,
Oh
especially
no,
when
yeah.
Eslam's on here.
Yeah, when Eslam's here, I want to do some Star Wars stuff. I want to do some anime. Between all of us, I think we've seen a lot of the different animes. There's so many. We could do food. Maybe we could do that. Maybe a Halloween theme.
Yeah,
something.
We could do Disney animated movies because all three of us know that so well.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, but no, I'm yeah. I think this was good, and one of the best things, there was like no work. This was just made.
Yeah,
You just go in there and
I love that the list was already compiled, and
you can make your own list too. Like if you want to import the images and everything, but they have a list for everything already.
Sick. Yeah, this is fun. So I'm down to do this a million more times. This could be a fun, just like when we don't have anything going on.
This is a good evergreen topic, man.
Or we could, make it themed too, where seasonal Christmas or
absolutely. But I'm gonna call it there. So, ladies and gentlemen, actually, Disco, I don't know if you have any, but any final thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I'm in the process of entering a union, 595 electrical union, and
595?
so that's how I feel every time I say it. 595, yeah. But it's an electrical union. I'm really excited. I'm in the process. I had to take an aptitude test, and I've never been good at math, but I had to brush up on algebra, which isn't even crazy hard. But that math test was crazy. It was like all crazy expressions. They were like, find a pattern in the numbers and give me random numbers. And so I was like sweating bullets for like a hot weekend. And then finally I got the interview. So I'm on the last step. So y'all pray for me, whoever you pray to. Pray that I, do good on my interview. I'm trying to be 595, baby.
I'm sure you did 5. And once again, Disco, that's not what I've said it. Like you've been working on this for a while, so you've come a long way with this. We're obviously very much proud of you. So I'm sure you did fine. You're gonna kick ass. You did
Yeah.
great.
I
Five,
got
five,
the
five?
interview. I got the interview. Now I
Yeah,
just have to prep for the interview, which
yeah.
they
So
haven't given me a date. So I'm just looking up like interview stuff.
yeah, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Nah,
Uh,
yeah.
for me, final thoughts. Everybody who's affected by all the hurricanes. There's a lot of shit going on. The first one that hit me, Hurricane Helene. I was without power for quite a few days. Did eventually get it back. It sucked, and that's just not losing power. There's people who had shit a lot worse than I did. Some relatives, friends of mine. Our friend Rudy, he's in Florida right now, and you saw what Hurricane Milton is doing. So,
Yeah. I
so
gotta
yeah, everybody who it does have electricity, who can see this, who's you're in a situation where you're watching this or you're listening to this. Thank you. I mean, of all the things you could
yeah.
be checking out, you're doing
Mhm.
this, and our thoughts and prayers go out to you. One thing I saw Disco here that I thought was really cool was the sense of community, where it's just like when a lot of people here lost power. I saw a lot of different things. Like if you went on to websites, if you went on to Twitter, or if somebody went on to Facebook, or you went on to even Reddit or something like that, people are going online like, "Hey, go over here. There's electricity here. Hey, you need a hot meal? Go over here." One person I even saw something was like, "Hey, I know that I have medication for like diabetes, whatever. It has to be refrigerated. I don't have electricity. It's going to run out. If anybody needs this medication, let me know. I can give some to you. I don't want it to go to waste." Like shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
people are really looking out for each other. I thought that was really cool.
I've been seeing a lot of that too on my end too on Instagram and social media because I follow like a lot of knife forges and one of the popular slingshot sites that I follow is based in Asheville,
Oh, Asheville, North Carolina.
something like that,
Yeah, yeah. That's
and
they
they
got
got
hit
hit
real
pretty good.
hard,
They got hit pretty good too.
real
So
bad. Yeah,
I saw some stuff there, but like a lot of the kind of like mom and pop knife forge like pages that I follow like got hit pretty dang hard. They're
yeah,
in Carolinas and Georgia and
yeah.
around there. So yeah. So I mean, if you're fortunate enough to be tuning in, watching us, maybe you have some money to donate to these people that need help, and you know, do what you can if you can. No
Yeah,
pressure.
exactly.
But also,
Yeah,
thank you for tuning in. I hope you
yeah, absolutely.
enjoyed our office special episode. We
Yeah,
had fun. We had fun recording it.
exactly. So, guys, once again, thank you for tuning in. Remember, go on to loswiseguys.com to check out our stuff there. Be sure to also go check out our social medias. As soon as I find them, I will put them up on the screen. Also, make sure, like anybody who's here live, like JX, like Jack was earlier, you can go ahead and check us out on twitch.tv/loswiseguys. And, of course, on YouTube, just search Los Wise Guys. Look for the logo with the 3 guys in black and white with the beards, and you'll find us. Here's the socials. And yeah, everybody,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah.
and have a great week.
Thanks, Jonathan, for tuning in. And staying for the whole episode. We appreciate that.
All right.
Good to hear from you, brother.
All right. Take it easy, guys.